the cauldron in Kupiansk. Hundreds of Russian occupiers have been surrounded in the special operation zone. Who wants to be a millionaire with Ramzan Kadyrov? Ukrainian drones have driven the Chechen Sultan to the edge. Hitler and Gerasimov have lied again. Ukrainian assault troops are operating in the center of Pokrovsk. The United States betrayed Europe. A resounding slap in the face to Donald Trump from Ursula von der Leyen. Erdoğan is unhappy. The Russian dictator rejected the Turkish president's peace initiatives. Auka diamond, and he eats lunch. Medvedev complains to the Americans about Ukraine's actions. Hello everyone, my name is Fedor Shelenko. And now we will discuss with you all the most important and resonant things. What people are talking about in the world in Ukraine, and of course beyond the curb of civilization. About everything that is trending, let's go. A cauldron for hundreds of Russian occupiers in Kupiansk. The SU carried out successful counterattacks in the Kupin direction. According to the 2nd Corps of the National Guard of Ukraine Kartia near Kupiansk, Ukrainian defenders destroyed 1,027 occupiers, liberated the villages of Kondrashovka and Radkovka and their surroundings. They broke through to the Orsk river north of Kupiansk, completely cutting off the ground routes by which the occupiers could enter the city. The Russian group in Kupiansk, which now numbers more than 200 servicemen, is completely surrounded. According to the commander of the 2nd Corps of Kartia, Kornet, fighting in the city center continues, but the noose has already been tightened around the occupiers' necks. And soon the Ukrainian city of Kupiansk will be completely secured. Let me remind you that just a few days earlier, the head of the Russian General Staff, Gerasimov, lied to Putin in his report about the complete capture of the city.
The West Group has liberated the city of Kupiansk and continues to destroy the formations of the armed forces of Ukraine, which are surrounded on the left bank of the Orsk River.
Putin's cowardice and lies are confirmed personally by the president of Ukraine. Volodymyr Zelenskyy came to Kupiansk. According to us analysts, the guarantor is less than a kilometer away from the surrounded occupiers.
Today, the Kupiansk direction. Our soldiers here are achieving results for Ukraine. The Russians talked a lot about Kupiansk. We see it. I congratulated the guys. Thank you to every unit, to everyone fighting here, to everyone destroying the occupiers. Today it is very important to achieve results at the front so that Ukraine can achieve results in diplomacy.
An absolute record for Ukraine's drone forces. In one day, Ukrainian drone operators eliminated 579 occupiers. That's 108 more Russians than the previous record. According to the commander of the SBS Magyar, the Kremlin has significantly intensified assault operations in Donbas.
They can't be calmed down, but the Führer's plan is clear. To intimidate, to push through, and to seize as much as possible. The main reserve of the worms has been thrown into Donbas. The one that was supposed to take Zaporizhia, the entire 76th Division, an elite airborne assault division. Those are the ones we're wiping out right now. We're wiping them out at a speed that's off the charts. One day equals 1 battalion of worms. And
this is far from an isolated case. Meat assaults and the elimination of almost entire battalions per day by drone systems, this is the trend of the month. The average daily number of occupiers eliminated in December exceeds the average in November by more than 100. Another lie from the Russian dictator. The center of Pokrovsk is under the control of the Ukrainian Armed Forces. Despite the heaviest fighting, constant pressure and massive local assaults, Pokrovsk remains under the control of Ukrainian assault troops. In the city center, fighters from the Skelya battalion raised the Ukrainian flag.
The Ukrainian flag is in the center of Pokrovsk. Our soldiers on the position show that the city is being held by assault groups of the Skelya regiment.
A new package of drone sanctions against the Russian oil industry. Overnight, drones successfully attacked the Slavneft Yanos oil refinery in Yaroslavl. Locals report that firefighters were not allowed onto the plant's territory for a long time due to the threat of fuel tank detonation. Roads in the city were also blocked, causing massive traffic jams in Yaroslavl. In total, about 90 drones attacked the Russian Federation. Due to the clumsy work of Russian air defense and electronic warfare systems, one of the drones crashed into a residential high-rise in Tver. The fruits of Ukrainian sanctions. A record drop in revenues from Putin's oil dollar cash cow. According to Reuters, Russia's oil and gas revenues in December will fall to their lowest level in 5 years. Federal budget revenues from oil and gas, which account for about a third of the state treasury's income, will drop to their lowest point in December. since August 2020. For the entire period from January to December 2025, oil and gas revenues for the budget are expected to reach 8.4 trillion rubles, which is 2.7 trillion or almost 25% lower than the results for January-December 2024. At that time, it was just over 11 trillion rubles. A major headache for the budget has been the drop in prices for the Russian Urals crude, as well as regular attacks by Ukrainian drones. Everything
It's completely fine. Everything is absolutely and entirely safe. There is no panic at all. No.
Meanwhile, in the Russian city of Orsk, for unknown reasons at the moment, a mechanical plant that produces artillery shells is on fire. This facility in the military-industrial complex is part of Technodynamika, which belongs to Rostec. According to the company's official brochure, the plant produces more than 50% of certain caliber artillery shells manufactured in Russia. In addition, the plant manufactures components for multiple launch rocket systems. Who wants to be a millionaire, Kadyrov style? The Chechen Sultan has promised 1 million rubles to anyone who shoots down a Ukrainian drone over Chechnya. In the past few weeks, Ukraine has struck at least 4 military facilities in Donbas domain.
We need to step up our efforts even more. In addition, everyone who shoots down a UAV crew will receive a letter of gratitude and 1 million rubles, Kadyrov said. A native speaker told the agency this in Chechen. The agency's interlocutor noted that the head of Chechnya speaks unclearly, so it's impossible to tell whether he's promising 1 or 2 million for a drone.
Well, what can I say? It's better for passenger planes not to fly over Ichkeria at all. After all, Kadyrov's men don't know how to fight drones. Instead, they target passenger planes. Just like a year ago, when Kadyrov's clumsy air defense troops shot down an Azerbaijani passenger plane in the sky over Chechnya.
Every voice matters. Join our community, support independent journalism and help us bring you the truth from Ukraine. Become a member of Ukraine today. Join us now.
The turbulence from shuttle diplomacy woke up Diamond the Howler, and he once again appeared in public. Putin's temporary stand-in in the Russian presidential chair is complaining to the Americans about the Ukrainian president.
The junkie Führer just gave the White House the middle finger. Everyone understands that a territorial referendum in Ukraine will stall negotiations. That's exactly what the clown from Kyiv is aiming for. How much longer are you going to put up with this, America? And
meanwhile, on the American social network X, Medvedev is complaining about Ukraine's supposed unwillingness to end the war. Inside the RFU, Al-Kadimon Bravur will share data on the recruitment of contract soldiers and volunteers. The RFU claims to have no losses, yet 430,000 new soldiers were needed for the occupiers' army.
It can now be stated with certainty that the targets set and outlined by the Supreme Commander-in-Chief for the current period for this year have been practically achieved. More than 400,000 servicemen have arrived at military units. In addition, more than 34,000 people have been enrolled in volunteer units. According to
data from Western research institutes, Russia has so far managed to keep the number of its forces in Ukraine stable, but has not been able to increase it. A new strategy? National security and the US, a stab in the back for Europe. According to Defense One, the non-public part of the new American strategy discusses deepening ties with such European countries as Austria, Hungary, Italy, and Poland. The American interest in cooperating with these countries lies in pulling them out of the European Union. The Trump administration plans to support right-wing parties, movements, and cultural figures, all those who are critics of the current EU policy. Europe will not bend to Donald Trump. While the head of the White House calls himself the President of Europe, claiming that Europeans respect the US like never before, just a short while ago, the esteemed head of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, very firmly and unequivocally put former President Donald Trump in his rightful place. According to the highly respected Ursula von der Leyen, Trump should absolutely and completely stay away from interfering with the democratic processes and institutions of Europe, emphasizing the importance of respecting European sovereignty and its independent political landscape. Not only who will be the head of the country, but also the people of the country. This is very clear. This is the sovereignty of the voters. And this fundamental aspect must be diligently protected. This is indeed one of the primary and compelling reasons why we have now thoughtfully proposed the comprehensive protection of our precious democracy. Because this is a concerning phenomenon we unfortunately see manifesting everywhere across the globe. We truly must actively protect our vital democracy and conscientiously make sure that all elections are consistently fair, transparent, and genuinely free for all citizens. This is very crucial. Putin dismissed Erdogan's peace initiatives. According to Volodymyr Zelenskyy, during peace negotiations, the Turkish leader proposed an energy and maritime truce to Kyiv and Moscow. But the Kremlin rejected the proposals. Recep Erdoğan. Today, in the capital of Turkmenistan, Ashgabat, at the international forum Peace and Trust, the Russian dictator met with the leader of Turkey. The negotiations took place without the media and without any public statements. The warrior of infinity is outraged. In the Russian Federation, they are not proud of the participants in the war of aggression. The hero of the special military operation, Maxim Bakarev, who lost all his limbs at the front, complains that in Russia, occupiers who went to war are not respected.
Our social environment needs to see us not from the perspective of, say, disability or what we are, but truly, you are heroes. You should be proud of your feat, and we should respect you. A feat for everyone around us. Unfortunately, this still isn't happening yet. There are a lot of strange views and strange questions in our society. This is also a big task to ensure that we live the same way, on the same level, on the same wavelength as the rest of the country.
Finally, a bit more about respect for Russia's heroes of the special military operation. In the Rostov region, the cemetery where Russian occupiers are buried is also being used as a garbage dump.
That's the situation. This has already become routine for us. Azovskaya, piling things up right on the grave. And this isn't something old. Don't say that it's always because the equipment isn't working. It's just that no one bothers to clean up.